Hey, athletes, welcome to episode number 49 of the Coach Katie Danger podcast. You know who I am, and once again, I am over the moon with gratitude that you are joining me here today for this episode. You know, I say this every single time, but I get really stoked to chat with you guys about things that are really important to me and topics that have, awoken me or enlightened me, changed my life in some way. And most of the podcast episodes are either the genesis of my own experiences or they're questions that I get directly from you. And the great thing about this episode, it actually is the genesis of both of those worlds. So an experience plus some questions. So today, I'm going to be diving a lot deeper into how you can do a juice fast like I've done in the past. I have talked at length in prior episodes, number 17 and 33 specifically. And I've talked about fasting and juice fasting and how it has changed my perspective on food, hunger, and what our bodies really need for muscle growth, recovery, and fat loss. But today, instead of just giving like a global view of a juice fast, I'm going to dive deep and I'm going to give you the actual blueprint, the 101, and the exact steps you can take to complete your very own 24-hour juice fast. So here's what I'm covering today. Why should you juice fast? How to juice and the timing of those juices, juice recipes, and then a grocery list. So I'm actually going to give you recipes for 2 juices that I've used in my very own juice fast, a checklist that will get you started immediately, and some guidance on what to do after your fast and how to have future success. Now, if you like taking notes, I suggest that for this episode, you get out a piece of paper, get out a pen, and take some notes, because this episode I'm going to dive deep, and if you want the recipes, you'll have to jot everything down. So if you don't want to take notes, I do have a solution for you as well. I put this entire episode into a nice fancy book, and I called it the 24-Hour Juice Program, and it's available in PDF download. It's just $7 at 24hourjuicefast.com. So why should you juice fast? The very first topic that we're going to get into. Why should you juice fast? Well, whether you're looking to lose weight, reverse the signs of aging, recover faster, or boost your immune system, juice fasting is an easy way to a healthier and happier you. And in reality, very few people are actually getting the vitamins and minerals that they need each day. But with a juice fast, you're able to send a large supply of nutrients, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals into your stomach, and you don't have that digestive stress that you normally have every single day. So you're absorbing every good drop that you're putting into your body with the juice fast. You're going to introduce your body to a wide variety of those vitamins, antioxidants, and it's going to help you and your immune system fight off anything that you might have going on beneath the surface. A juice fast is also going to help you boost your energy levels. If you're a creative person like me, or you work in a professional environment that's very demanding, you've got to have your mental faculties all with you. You've got to be able to think on the fly. And that's what I like about a juice fast, is I feel like it just resets me, revives me, and I can get creative. And in fact, I get creative, and then I'm able to create things like this 24-hour juice program and put everything that I've learned into something that somebody else can use and benefit from. So there you go, right there, the benefits of a juice fast. And the truth is, a juice fast benefits every single person. And if you're ready to learn how to complete your own 24-hour juice fast, then you got to keep listening. This podcast episode is for you. But remember, get out your notes, get out your pen, get out your paper, jot some stuff down. So now that you know why, you're probably wondering how. The 24-hour juice program that I created has 3 main goals. And those 3 main goals are flood the body with nutrients, like I mentioned before, give your digestive system a break, and then refresh, replenish, and refuel your body. Now, the 24-hour juice program that I designed here, I'm recommending 6 juices a day. They're spaced out over the course of 24 hours, but some of that time you're actually sleeping. So probably the course of 12 to 16 hours, depending on what your sleep and wake schedule is. But you also still want to drink all the water that you can. So just because you're drinking these 6 juices, you're also going to be drinking as much water as you can as well. So here's what my schedule is when I do this. I wake up around 6 a.m. and I have 16 ounces of water to start. Then this is where my juice protocol starts. Number 1 is around 7 a.m. and I have lemon water. It's literally just 16 ounces of water with 1 juiced lemon. And I strain the lemon so the pulp and the seeds aren't in it. My juice number 2 is at 10 a.m. and I have green juice. And these are all 16 ounces. So when I refer to these, I'm always talking about 16 ounces. That's just kind of my sweet spot, my magic number. 10 a.m. I have green juice. Juice number 3 is at 1 p.m. and that's a fruit juice. And I'll give you my recipes for the fruit juices and the green juices. Juice number 4 is at 3 p.m. It is a fruit juice. Juice number 5 is at 6, it's green. And then before bed, I like to have juice number 6 around 9 p.m. I'll probably go to around 10 or 10:30. But I actually have a warm nut milk. I usually go with almond milk, and I mix cinnamon and about 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla in it, and I warm it up, and it's so good. I find that I really like that warm beverage at night because my body temperature, I feel cold. I'm always joking that I'm a cold-blooded person, but when I'm on a juice fast, my body usually gets a little bit colder. So with that, I like to have a warm beverage before bed. So I go with that nut milk concoction that I just told you about. My goal, the goal with the 24-hour juice program, is to fit in 6 juices within, fairly even time intervals of each other. And like I mentioned, it depends on when you get up and when you go to bed, what your timing looks like. You can drink all green juices, all fruit juices. One thing I would like to mention that is if you're watching your sugar, if this is also kind of like a sugar detox for you, try to keep out the fruit juices as much as you can. Go on the low sugar, stick with the green juice. You do what you got to do, but that's just a recommendation. And now, probably what's the most important information is the ingredients to the fruit juice and the green juice that I mentioned. Couple things. Each of these juices, if you do them in the quantities that I tell you to do, will yield 32 ounces, a little bit more than 32 ounces of juice that can be split over 2 16-ounce servings. And then always, if you can, aim for organic ingredients. That's really important, especially when we're talking about detoxifying and flooding your body with as many nutrients as possible. So the green juice, all right, you got your pen and paper ready. Green juice, 1 head of romaine lettuce, and that's like one of those, like if you can get a bag at Costco, they get like 5 or 6 romaine stalks in a bag. That's 1 head of romaine lettuce. It's not like an iceberg lettuce, romaine lettuce, a little bit skinnier, a little bit taller. 1 cucumber, 5 to 8 stalks of celery, 3 Granny Smith apples, 1 bunch of cilantro or parsley, whatever you choose, the juice of 1 lime, 1 inch of ginger. Now this is optional, but I really love ginger. It helps with digestion. I really feel like it adds a warmth as well. And then 4 to 6 cups of spinach or kale, and that is your choice. I will tell you that spinach is a little bit sweeter than kale, but kale, cup for cup in this instance is probably a little bit more nutritious. So, pick your poison, I guess. So that's a green juice recipe. Fruit juice. This is the fruit juice. This is going to be 1 pound of organic carrots, 3 apples, whatever your favorite apple is, Red Delicious, Gala, Fuji, half of a fresh pineapple, and yet that can include the core, 6 clementines, peel them, or 1 to 2 oranges, make sure they're peeled, the juice of 1 lemon, 1 inch of ginger. Again, that's optional, but I really think it adds a nice kick and a nice spice to this fruit juice. And then 1 fresh organic beet. So those are the 2 recipes for the green juice and the fruit juice. Now you have your why, you have your what. Now, here's how you put it all together. Here are the simple steps. You've got all the information. How do you put this all together? Number 1, make sure you get your juicer and you get bottles. If you get the ebook that I recommended at 24hourjuicefast.com, I give you a suggestion for my favorite juicer. It's a Breville juice fountain, and then the juice bottles that I also got on Amazon that I store my juices in. So you want to make sure you have your juicer and your juice bottles. Then determine the 24-hour period that works for you in your schedule. For a lot of people, this is going to be a weekend simply because their weekdays are just too demanding for this kind of experiment, this kind of challenge. Then you got to plan your 6 juices and the timing schedule. In the ebook, I give you a worksheet so you can plan all of this out. Like when I explained to you, I get up at 6, I have my first juice at 7, then it's at 9 and 11, that sort of timing. So you have to plan your 6 juices with your wake up and sleep cycle. Make your grocery list. You can use the recipes that I gave you, and then go out and get your stuff. Juice your juices the night before you want to do your 24-hour juice fast. Juice your juices, and then you start. You choose your day, get everything juiced, prepare everything, and give it a go. You have this challenge. One thing I also would like to recommend that you do is keep a journal. Keep a journal on how you feel. If you do decide to get the ebook at 24hourjuicefast.com, I give you a worksheet that goes over some specific feelings, some of the emotional and physical experiences that I had, and then rating those on a scale. It's really, really important because this is where those aha moments happen, is when you really write down how you feel and then reflect on it as you're experiencing it and then later. Now, a few things to mention and keep in mind once your fast is over. So you've done it. You went through 24 hours. and you probably can think of nothing but food. Everything sounds good, literally everything. I remember seeing a Subway commercial, and I think Subway is just, I mean, like, you know, it's better than McDonald's, sure, but it's Subway, you know. It's fast food sandwiches, and even those looked good. So here is some advice, since your mind is probably going over what your very first meal is going to be. Do not eat pizza. Do not eat pizza the first thing post-fast. Your stomach is not ready, and it needs a much gentler approach to those solid foods and the introduction of solid foods. So a salad is a very good idea. Continue to eat high quality fresh fruits and veggies. Continue to incorporate juices into your diet. If you can, having 8 to 16 ounces of fresh squeezed juiced once a day is the most optimal. Now, there are some more things that I wanted to share with you about the most successful juice fast you can have, but I did save some of it for my book that at 24hourjuicefast.com. If you get the book, here's some other things that you're going to get into it. I jam-packed it with more information on the recommended supplements to take on a fast, supplements not to take. I included some top secret tips from yours truly, and it's all based on my experiences and what I wish I would have known before I started. That's what I want to share with you, so you can learn about what you'll learn about before you have to learn about it. You're also going to get 2 really cool PDFs that I created. You're going to get a timing and success planner, so you can time out all of your juices sequentially for how it makes sense for your schedule. And you're also going to get the Juice Fast Journal and Tracker, which is a representation, a scale of 1 to 10 for most things, on some moods, some emotional and some physical experiences that you'll probably go through on a 24-hour juice fast. You guys, this is a really cool book, and it's just $7. I threw as much as I could at you for how to do a juice fast, A to Z, figure it out, and feel successful and get out of it what I've gotten out of it. This is the juice fast that I did way back in February of last year. It really opened my eyes to my relationship with food, and I never would say I'd have a bad relationship with food, but I learned that hunger is not an emergency. I say that in a lot of my podcast episodes. If you've listened to any of them before, I say it a lot, and it's true. And if you get hangry, if you are a hangry person, if you are listening to this right now, and you're like, Katie, I can't do this, I get hangry, and you get the kind of hangry where you like want to rip somebody's eyes out or slam somebody's car into the side of the road just because you haven't eaten. I get you, because I've been there. And this juice fast, I don't know what else to say. It cured me of that. I just learned that, okay, wait a second, Katie. Hunger is not an emergency. You're going to be okay. And the book encompasses all of that and gives you everything that I've learned, and then how you can be successful too. So that's why I gave you the Blueprint 101 today. But if you want an even deeper dive, and then some of those extras about supplements, my tips for success, kind of those top secret things that I learned, 24hourjuicefast.com. Get that full ebook with the extra planner and the timing guide as well. Now, one of the big benefits of a juice fast, and I mentioned this when we got started, is that you get all those nutritious fruits and veggies in, and then your body doesn't necessarily have to spend so much time digesting all of that fiber, because that is an energy tax on our body. Digestion is work for our body, and it's hard to do sometimes in the daily hustle and bustle. Get all of our foods in. And if you know that getting your fruit and veg in is important, but you have a hard time doing it, you can make it much easier on yourself, and you can pick up a tub of Reddish Nutrition's Super Reds or Super Greens, or both of them. Both of them are fantastic. I formulated these myself. I created these myself to ensure that each scoop gets you a full serving of fruit or veg for the day, as recommended by the USDA. If you go to myplate.gov, you will see that the servings of fruits and veggies and Super Reds and Super Greens also match what the USDA recommends. Now, I found an interesting article while I was preparing this podcast, and the CDC recently concluded that 1 in 10 adults do not get the recommended servings of fruits and veg each day. 1 in 10, that's 90% of us. So chances are somebody out there listening right now, I mean, I'm probably in that 90% too, because I do not get 6 full servings of veg in each day, and I don't get, I think it's 2.5 cups of fruit a day, whatever that looks like in terms of an apple or banana, but I don't. And one way that I can mitigate some of that is by getting my Super Reds and Super Greens. It's 1 scoop, 16 ounces of water, you shake it up, it's absolutely delicious. In fact, here, since we also do this on YouTube, if you're listening on podcast on just if you're just listening to us and not watching, I've got Super Reds right now. I'm showing it. We're here on YouTube. But yeah, so this is Super Reds and absolutely delicious. But here's the deal. It's an easy solution, Super Reds and Super Greens. You can get your own tubs over at reddichnutrition.com. And on your very first purchase, you can get 30% off using my code, Coach Katie Danger, all one word. You save 30%. So I've got you covered, fam. I really, really hope that this episode excites you as much as it excites me. Juice fasting isn't necessarily the sexiest buzzword out there, but once you do it, and once you experience that mental clarity, and then I guess that you've overcome the challenge of not eating food for 24 hours, you can do anything. My number one goal was to motivate and inspire you to also take on this challenge and get the results and benefits that I have gotten. I want to share this awesome feeling with anybody who will listen. So, as always, athletes, I'm here for you. I want you to send you your questions, your comments, your concerns, your complaints, whatever you got for me, throw it at me. Email me, katie@coachkatiedanger.com, and your success means so much to me. Just keep that in mind. If you ever question if somebody cares about you, Coach Katie Danger cares about you. Your success means everything to me. So send me a line, katie@coachkatiedanger.com, if you want to chat about anything. Athletes, thank you again so much for joining me today. I cannot wait until next week to sit down with you and chat with you again about something that means a lot to me that I can share with you. So until next time, athletes, this is Coach Katie D. Over and out.